Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video we're going to talk about my trip which I had from London Heathrow to Malé. So Malé is basically in Maldives, and the experience was really nice, but then it was a real expensive trip I ever made. Um, there are things I'm going to tell you on this video which will avoid those expenses if you're looking at this video, and let's start with that right now. So first thing I did was like I booked a flight from here to Malé with bookings.com. Actually, I didn't book it on bookings.com. I directly booked it with airlines in Emirates website itself. Why? Because I got a cheaper deal there, and it was much also easier to book it from directly from airlines, and they give you refund if you cancel the ticket, or they will just do a date change pretty easily when compared with third-party websites. So I went over to booking.com. I was like searching for multiple flights. So there are flights which is from British Airways itself, which is a direct flight, but then it was expensive for me. It was around £600, so I went for something like 440 or 450 pounds, including the check-in baggage, which is for 20 kg. So if you check in the bookings.com, you will see flight like this. This means your personal bag and one carry bag, which means that you cannot actually check in for any luggages. So any luggages check-in will be extra £100. So instead of that, you can book actually flight like these, like Etihad or someone else, which offers you one of a personal checked baggage, which is about 20 kgs. So this is very nice. The British Airways also has this feature, but it's kind of expensive when you compare it with other websites. Okay, so this trip I booked it from Jan 29 to Feb 5th, just to show you how it looks like. I'm not traveling again. As you can see, that Gulf Air has a very good package over here, but then the journey hours is different, and obviously expect some delays because Emirates, there was delay in all 4 flights. The last flight, which was from Dubai to LHR, so that was about 1 hour, 1.5 hours delay, and the flight was like they kind of make up this delay by flying really fast, but then it doesn't work. Okay, even if they fly really fast, even if they approach the LHR very fast, but then they still have to wait for a specific timelines because they missed their slot. So which means they need to wait for a specific timeline to get approval from the ground control for that to approach. So even flying faster will eventually got an hour late. So I was supposed to land at 7, but I landed at 8 o'clock, and then all this immigration again 2 hours plus. So it was around 10 o'clock I got out of the airport. So likewise, so there are 2 terminals, T3 and T5. T5 is basically for British Airways. Sometimes they also land flights at T3 as well, but then T3 is basically over there, and the immigration is it's all the same, so it doesn't matter where you land. You just have to get down fast and then just run to the immigration, so that you want to be top of the queue. So except for that, there is no other option for you to skip it or to reduce the time frame on that. That's about booking your flight. So this is the option I used. I used with the checked baggage, but actually it was very nice because I was thinking in a mindset that I will just use the carry-on baggage only, which is about 7 kgs. But then the checked baggage came into a lot of help, which I'll tell you in some time. Okay, so that's done. So once I booked the ticket, I have booked my COVID test in Dam Health. So Dam Health is there in Reading. So I have gone to Reading because I stay nearby Reading. So I have gone over here to the Oxford Street. So that's where there was a huge queue actually when I went there. It was like an unexpected queue, and I entered morning 8 a.m. for the COVID test. and by 9 a.m. I got out because there was this bit of a queue. Actually 8:30. I was expecting that I should be walking in, walking out like hardly 5 minutes, because that's what I did like last time when I went on December or somewhere, or November, I guess. But there was a queue of like 10-15 people before me, and it just took in 15-20 minutes extra than what I presumed. So I didn't get the certificate on time. Last time I got the certificate emailed to me immediately, but then I didn't get the certificate emailed to me, so I had to call the damn health on the next day, because even after 24 hours they say that they have you have to install this My Health app, My Health Passport app or something. So in that it will automatically get updated, because you kind of scan the app when you do the payment, and surprisingly that is still pending even after 24 hours, because I'm supposed to get that downloaded from there. And then I called them. There was one lady who said that she will send me, but then she didn't send me. It was like an hour. It was all happening one day before, because I've taken the test 2 days before my journey, and one day before I called them and tried to reach them, and then second time when I called, there was this guy who said that he will hold on till I get the report. So he mailed me, I got it immediately. So I just added everything on the website. One is Malay website, which basically tells you the arrival form. So you just need to fill the arrival form with all the pictures of yourself. You need to take a picture of yourself and then upload it there. So that's one thing which is not there on any other website for that matter for anything. So it was quite different. And except for that, you need to upload, you need to tell the detail of where you're going to stay, and your vaccination certificate, and also your PCR test, which you have taken before 48 hours. 92 hours actually it is for that. For them it's 92 hours. So when you upload all these things, then you will get a QR code. Just download it and put it on your WhatsApp. So when you reach there, just have to show them. They didn't actually ask me for the QR code. That's quite surprising. So I was waiting with my QR code at the embassy, not on the embassy, on the entrance, like when we were doing the the passport and other checks, right? So I was expecting them to ask me, but then they didn't ask me. But the person before me who went for the immigration, right? So they asked him to show, because the visa is on arrival, so you don't really have to hold a visa. Just have to have your passport. That's all it is needed. Well, that's something which you have to do before you travel, and then once that is done, then I booked my hotel room like 2 days ago. So I actually booked my hotel room two times. One time I booked in a resort, okay, and that was like the biggest mistake of my entire travel. What happened is, like, there was this resort. I'm not sure if I can see that right now, but let me search via map. I'm pretty sure I can see it. So this resort is actually good. It's amazing, and all those things. It's very much feasible, and also like I would say it is very much it's a good resort actually. It's not a bad one. But I'm not sure where it is exactly. I forgot, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, it must be in this area where there is this airport. There was an airport called Ghan Airport. Let's just search for this. Alright, this is the one which you can see over here. This is the resort, South Palm Resort. It's one of the cheapest resort for the number of days you're gonna stay. It also looks good and feels good. The only mistake I made is like I made a reservation over here. Why it's a mistake? Because I'm landing in Malé. So how it's gonna impact me? It's gonna impact me because Malé is over here. I think it's not loading too fast, is it? Malé is over on top actually, so it's somewhere in this area. Okay, so it's about 600 kilometers from this island which I showed you just now, which is the last island. This is the last island of Maldives. This island is over here, and Malé is somewhere far away, 600, almost 600 kilometers away from this island. So we have to catch another flight and then catch another boat, a speedboat, for 30 minutes to reach that island. So I was like really frustrated because I was going for about like 3-4 days, I guess. In that 3-4 days, I think it's 4 nights. Yeah, I went for, and in that 4 night, 1 night will be gone only for the travel. Okay, half a day for up travel and half a day for down travel, and all those waiting for all your flights to arrive and all those things is quite extraordinary pain actually. So if you see in this one, right, so if you just go to this hotel, you will see much more detail. So it won't be quite straightforward. Now you can see that over here in this hotel it says basically South Palm Resort, Maldives, and then it has got a good reviews and everything is good over here. There's nothing else telling you about anything else. Now what is the problem is that there is something called a fine print, okay, which you have not seen so far. It doesn't show you anything about it. Okay, when you come to the last page, right, you can see the fine print. The fine print tells you that there should be a transfer of 1 to 10 minute speedboat from Ghan airport, okay, which is again you need to come from Malé airport to Ghan airport, and then 1 to 10 minutes speedboat. So it's available every 10 minutes once you will get a speedboat, and it takes about speedboat transfer takes about approximately 10 minutes, but it's not that case. It takes about 30 minutes for you to transfer, and you can see the USD is 70 per adult, so which means that you need to pay on top of your existing fee, which you're paying for the hotel room, and also you need to pay $70 for just for the transport if you're landing on Ghan airport. But the problem is like you won't be landing because there's no flight to Ghan airport. There's just like literally none. I searched on bookings.com, I searched on Skyscanner, I searched on multiple other websites. There's no direct flight to Ghan. Okay, there is very less flight. I heard that Sri Lankan Airlines flies to Ghan, but then I'm not sure who else flies over there. But then I checked that one also, that flights are mostly not available. All right, so, and that's one thing. And second thing is basically 70 minutes domestic flight from the Malé airport to this one, and you will never get a seat on that. Actually, you can search. There's only one flight carrier flies on that. It is called Maldivian Airlines itself, and when you check their website, right, you won't have the flights available. So you need to tell your hotel to book it, and then they will book it like 2-3 days before you have your flight to Malé. So they will do that, but then it comes under a cost of $350 for up and down travel. So which means that $350 for up and down travel, plus a $70 off your boat transfer, plus your hotel room and other expenses. So this is gonna be a real headache for you if you're thinking about traveling to Malé. And you have to spend a lot of money, but then there are other hotel rooms as well, which is much closer to the main island, Malé. So I mean, there's no point if you're going to Malé and you're not staying in the you're not staying in the actual islands, which you're supposed to, because staying in islands is the best thing which you will have an experience over Malé. Okay, so I'm not able to find it here. Let me search it over here. Yeah, here it's much clearer. Yeah, so if you see that Malé is over here, so this is your airport, and this is your main island. Okay, this is where main island stuff happens, and there are other few islands which has a lot of population as well, but main island has a lot of population and a lot of stores and shops for you to buy souvenirs from Maldives. So there are other hotels. So the other hotel I booked, I cancelled that other hotel, and I requested for the refund, and they've given me the refund, and I booked this Eriadu Island Resort, Maldives. So this is also a very good hotel, but then they also charge you an amount of about 160 USD up and down per person for the speedboat ride, which takes about 15 minutes from Male, not 15, it's 15 minutes from they have a pickup from here. So once you land in the airport, right? So if you see that, if you will be coming through all this, there's no actual direct access to the terminal. Any flight you come in, you have to be going via bus to the arrivals department, which is over here, and then you need to come out, and then you need to go to this area. This is where you will get all your cabs will be standing over here, and ferries will be over here for you to transfer. Your boats will be over here. So there will be a point over here where your resort people will ask you to come to that point, meeting point, and you need to get to that meeting point, and that they will have numbers there. You just ask anyone with the number of meeting point, they will tell you which Kisco it is, and there you will have your resort representative standing, and all you have to tell them that your name, your booking name, which you use for your booking of your hotel room, and then they will take you to the ferry. Okay, the ferry is, we can clearly see the ferry because there is always boats coming in and going out, and you will get your boat which goes to your resort. So you just have to get into the particular boat and then just go over to the resort. So as I booked that one, which is over there, and there are also some food place over here. There's Burger King, there is some ice cream shops inside it, and also some coffee shop inside it. So you can get some cold coffee or some ice cream because it's very hot, normally. So you can get there and then go to your resort. The resort which I booked is this one, which is Deriaru Island Resort. So this is not that expensive. It's not that cheap either. So it's like I got a deal for about I guess 600 pounds. Yeah, it was 600 pounds for 4 nights, I guess. Yeah, 600 pounds for 4 nights, and on top of that I have to pay like 160 pound, sorry, 150, 150 USD for up and down travel for your this thing, and then around 65 pounds for your COVID test. So if you're booking on a COVID test, at the time you check in itself, they'll give you one form. In that you need to fill when is your return flight, so that they will do a booking 1 day earlier on the hotel, and then they will again, you have to go back to the island. So you will this is the place where you get down. Okay, the boat may stop here, or here also sometimes. Okay, so you may have to walk all the way in, or sometimes the boat will pick up from here itself. So it depends completely. And all you have to do is like take the boat and go back to Male airport, and then what they do is like they just take you back to the Male airport over here, and then you just have to get into a cab from here. They will pay it for that, because your $65 is inclusive of all your cab charges, your ferry transfer, everything, including $65 for your COVID test. The cab takes off from here and goes over to this hospital over here. This is pretty vanilla stuff. The Treetop Hospital does the COVID check. So by evening 8 o'clock you will get the result on a paper, but the resort says morning 7 o'clock you may get it, but actually we got it by 8 p.m. itself on the same day evening. So don't worry about it. Okay, so if your flight is on early, like 10, 12 o'clock or something like that, then don't worry about it. Now remember, if you have a flight at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., then you may have to do 2 days before this COVID test, so that you're not worried about it, and you can leave at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. from the hotel itself. So just remember that you should book the COVID test at least 24 hours before your travel, okay, so that you will get it on the same day evening. And if your flight is at 10 a.m., then you may have to book 2 days before. So 48 hours will still work. COVID test 48 hours, 72 hours, still 72 hours, most of the airlines and countries accepts it. So 48 hours before, if you take the COVID test, that will also work. Okay, so the restaurant people may insist you, because they want to have a lot of people on the same boat, so they wanna insist you, saying that why don't you take it 24 hours before, because they want like the boat to be filled, right? they don't want to spend the boat only for a particular person. So you insist them saying that you need to go at 10 a.m. You just tell them that that you need to have the COVID test at least 1 day earlier, because I have my flight at 10 a.m. So this way you can force them to go either 1 day earlier before your COVID test or on the same day. I mean, you cannot do the COVID test on the same day as your flight, so remember that. Okay, so my flight was at 12 p.m. So I didn't have any problem because I got my report a day early, because I did it at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I gave the test sample by 10:15, so which is 1 day before. So if my flight was on 16th, I gave my test on 15th 10 a.m. My result came by 8 p.m. okay, on the same day, and I was able to take a picture of it and upload it everywhere to get all this departure form cleared. So Malay has a departure form. Without departure form, they won't let you inside. They will scan your QR code for the departure form. You can find just Google for Malay departure form. So there you will get the link for it. So just enter all your details, and then you will get the QR code for it. Once you do that, it'll all be fine for you to work with, to go ahead with your next stuff. All right, so that's what the first experience on the COVID test. So the activities you can do everywhere in most of the islands is that you can go for speedboat riding, you can go for kayaking, you can just go to the bar. So there are 2 bars in this island. So there's one over here, it's called Coffee Shop for some reason in the Google map, but it's actually a bar. And there's another beach bar over here. The island itself is very small. Okay, it takes about 10 minutes to reach the entire stretch of the island on all directions. It's not that far. And then there you have this restaurant over here, which serves your morning breakfast and night dinner and lunch as well. So you can order food from the bar, and there's just loud music goes on, and people are dancing, and everything goes on till about 12 p.m. I'm sorry, 12 a.m. So you can go participate in that, or you can just sit there and drink, and you can order some food as well. Like they have pizzas, they have pastas which you can order from this bar. But if your package includes dinner, then I guess you as your package includes the dinner as well, so I would recommend you to finish your dinner and then go over to the bar for drinking. Your package, if you're selected an all-inclusive package, so if you go over to your hotel booking, there is an option called all-inclusive, which means that you will get 3 times meals and some complimentary sports items. So there in the bar there will be a sandwich and French fries or fries, which will be kept over on the bar as says not all inclusive. So those are only for the all-inclusive members, and then you have a swimming pool over here as well. So if you don't like to get dirty in the salty beach, you can get yourself with water with a swimming pool. And you have diving school over here on the left side in this particular island, and which teaches you about snorkeling and other kind of diving related items. So that you can do, and there is always some activity boats keep happening, like a excursion or a trip or tour. You can just ask the reception for more information. It's not just for this island, it's just common for every island. It's going to be having the similar setup on all of the islands. So it's just not this island I'm talking about. If you go to any island for that matter, the locations and the houses will look different, but the rules remains the same on most of the islands. Okay, so if you can see that these are some of the beach view house and sea houses which you can see, which is on the row. So these looks pretty nice, but then you can actually see your neighbor, what your neighbor is doing. So it's kind of not so much privacy, but in this island, whatever I felt was like, I felt like a little bit of privacy was there, because everyone has their own beach related stuff, so you can come out on the timing which no one is there, and that kind of is a cool thing. When you go out for vacation, you need some privacy, and you don't want to see any other people's face. You just have to see some nature. That's all it is. So that way you are getting privacy on this island. So I really like that about it. And more or less that's all I have for you on this island tour or island overview. Now remember that you can also go for the main island. So you can if you come down for the vaccination after finishing your vaccination. I'm sorry, after finishing your PCR test, right? You can directly go back to your island, or else you can take a cab and go to the main island. So taking a cab and going to the main island seems to be a little expensive option, but then you have another option of reaching the main island. So you can go to this ferry, which is I'm sorry, ferry, which is over here, and basically you just walk out of the airport, right? You will see this ferry over here, which has like a booth where a lady or a guy sitting inside the booth, okay, and they'll be asking you for $1 if you want to cross through the ocean to get to the main island. So you just like have to spend $1, and then there's this common ferry which comes a long boat actually, and then it basically takes you all over to the main island. Okay, it just gets you down over here. For return you will have the same counter over here for this ferry, and that gets you back to the airport. Okay, and there are a few things which you can look out for. Is this hotel? This is a very nice hotel. Why? Because it has this beautiful view of the airport, and you can actually see the entire airport, which actually comes right opposite to it. So you can also see the takeoff of the flights and landing of some flights. You can also see that, and this has a very nice view. As you can see that it just comes over that, and the food is also good. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't have much options over here, but whatever the options I had was like really nice. So this hotel is pretty good. I've been here, and I can just tell you that this is good. You can also try lavender over here. It has also got some good good reviews as well. And then you can also check some of this view over here from this area. So this is also good. And this also gets you a nice coffee shops in this place. I've tried 2-3 coffee shops where I was in this island for about 9 hours. That's all I was able to. I was in the last day before my flight, and in this 9 hours I had like couple of coffees in multiple different coffee shops because they were like too good to look at. I went by pure Google reviews, Google Map reviews, all right. Then I had my food in one of the places over here. So I was here in this area, so I walked all the way. There is also street path over here, where you can actually walk on when you're coming down from this ferry. There are certain places where the path was not there, but then it resumes back immediately. So I walked all the way through from there till here. Here there is this Maldives flag is hosted over here. There's a big flag over here. And then from here I came through. I just was looking at and making some videos out on this one. And this park is really nice. It's quite nice. There was a park here around this area, I guess. So this park is really nice, and it's cool actually. You can hang out here for some time, and you can just get some pictures, of this park. And it's nice actually to see a park in the middle of a busy city. And then I tried a hotel over here called Lemongrass. It's really nice. They have this buffet thing, and that's basically everything is non-veg there. So I ordered on a la carte, and they have given me some really good food actually, and it's very good for vegetarians if you're looking only for vegetarian food. And this is good. And the Seagull Cafe, I wanted to go in there, but then I never got a chance to do it. But then this would be my regret of not eating something or drinking something in this cafe. But if you're going there, then you should really give a try on Seagull Cafe, because I was hearing some very good reviews on Google as well, Google Maps as well. All right, so that's all I have on this particular city. City is good actually. It just gives you the vibes. And I've taken some souvenirs as well, like keychains and door magnets, and a coral a coral tree, which you can see over here. So this is the coral tree I've got. It's nice, but you have to bargain. If you don't bargain, it's gonna be really useless for you to spend so much money on things. So this one I bargained it for about 150, I guess. 150 local currency. It's not USD. It's local currency. You can take a local currency of 500 of Maldivian rupiah, so that you can get it from any ATMs nearby, or in the airport itself. Just get some 500 or 1000 rupiah, so that you can spend that on some souvenirs from the main island. So that would be my my opinion. Actually, basically saves a lot of stuff, because what happens is, like, if you don't have that, they will actually make you swipe, and then you will get a currency conversion. So there's a lot of things. So if you take it from the ATM or something, it's going to be useful for you. You can also pay via the local currency rather than converting it to your currency, because the chip mechanism asks you for which currency you want to pay. So that time, if you select your home currency, that's going to be bad. The exchange rate is going to be higher. So you just pay in whatever the local currency it is, or you just get the cash from the ATM. So that either one, it's going to work best for you. All right. So apart from that, what I think about what are the mistakes I made in this island, or on Maldives especially, is these are the mistakes I made. So make sure you don't do the same mistakes, and just try to be better in saving your money, as well as like on your trip. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was really helpful. But before we close this video, I have one small tip for you. So this basically is about the luggage which I spoke about earlier. Now, the luggage which I took was mostly food items. So if you're vegetarian and you don't like to eat outside food, then you grab a lot of snacks. So I've got like about 5 to 6 kg of snacks only. So it includes mug noodles, cup noodles. You can call it mug noodles or cup noodles. You can get some soup packets where you can just pour some hot water and get the soup out of it. Because most of the hotel doesn't have microwave, so don't take any rice item or something like that, or pre-cooked packets or something like that, because you cannot actually heat it up, because they don't have microwave oven in them. So you just have hot water kettle. So remember that. So anything which you can do with that, or you can get a lot of protein bars, which I took a lot of protein bars actually, and also some snacks like savories or chips, right? So forth. So you can grab a lot of them. So when you're hungry, you don't have to spend USDs, because everything is on USD. All hotel gets USD for everything. For small things also, they charge a huge amount, and then on top of it, they put tax on top of that. So remember that. So it's just not the amount which they tell you, but then there is also a service tax, and it's GST they call it, and that is also being applied on top of your food. So if you buy something for 20 pounds, you have to pay another extra, 20 USD, you have to pay another extra 2-3 USDs as a GST tax. Okay, so just remember that. Don't try to spend so much on the island. Even activities cost you a lot of money. So just remember that, and all the best for your trip. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.